What does it mean to be present? Oh my goodness. This question has stirred in my head for so long, and I still struggle. Beautiful souls, my name is Lisa, and today the topic of discussion is presence. And the thing about presence is we are always physically present, unless, you're having an out-of-body experience or something like that. But that was a big struggle for me whenever I was trying to wrap my head around presence. I am present, wherever I am. The thing about it is, though, in your mind, if you are identified with your thoughts, meaning you feel them, you can think of something in the past, like a memory, and it's like you're back there. You're not present. If you're thinking about the future, worrying, anxiety much, you're not present. You're in the future. The only time that is real is right now. The past, when it happened in the now. And when the future happens, it'll be now. So the only time that we actually have is right now. So whenever you start looking at each moment of each day, how are you spending each moment? Are you dwelling in the past? This is what we call depression. Whenever we're living in the past, we're identifying with the stories. I think it's Joe Dispenza that says this, but he says that 95% of our memories are inaccurate. And this is because whenever we have an experience, there's what actually happened, and then there's everybody's perception of what happened. So the thing can happen, and you'll have however many different stories of what happened. So our memories are real, but not accurate, which is actually a good thing, because that means that we can change it if we want to. If we are going to heal, if we're going to heal these stories, if we're going to change these stories, any healing that's happening is happening right now. You can't go back and change anything. You can't jump to the future. At least not yet, So, there are ways you kind of can, but not really grounded ways. It's all imaginary, right? So healing happens in the presence of an empathetic witness. This witness can be anyone, or it can be you. But if it's going to be you, and anyone it's going to be, they must be present. If you think about it, let's say you're having lunch with a friend, right? And you're talking, and then they go on their phone, or they're worried about work, or they're worried about what's going on at home. You feel disconnected. You feel like they're not listening, they're not there with you. Even though they're physically there, their mind is either in the future, in the past, or somewhere where they're not. And that leaves you feeling, unheard, unseen, you don't matter maybe. That's my experience when that happens. But the truth of the matter is that it is incredibly, it's not difficult, it's simple, but not easy to be present, because we live in a world that is like a hamster wheel. Everything is trying to get your attention, so where your attention goes, energy flows. And then there's all these other things, triggers, maybe a song comes on or a smell hits you, and then all of a sudden you're 8 again, or whatever. So it's not even intentional all the time. But the thing about it is when that happens, if you can be present with that, be present with that trigger, that's when real healing can happen. But when we're constantly trying to distract ourselves from right now, or we are worried about what's going to happen, or we're sad about what happened, we're like living in some other time. So this is what I think happened to me too. Like, I don't remember a lot from like 2010 to 2020, and really 2020 to now. There's like parts start coming back alive as I learn to get present. But I mean, after I had my first child, I became very anxious, very worried. I was very scared. Like, I didn't want anything bad to happen to him or us or anything. So I was like constantly worried about things. And I think that that's why I don't have a lot of memories, is because I wasn't present. And so how do we become present, right? There are some ways that whenever I first started them, I was like, this isn't working, but as you do it more and more, you become aware. Really, that's the first step, is becoming aware whenever you're spiraling into memory lane and you're getting like stuck in the stories. Like, so whenever these things pop up, yeah, there's going to be stories, but the healing happens when we get into our body and actually feel it. We feel it to heal it. You don't think it to feel it. You can think it, replay it. How many times have you replayed that thing that you're ready to get over? How many times? And granted, it does kind of make it, like, the electricity of it go down, but it doesn't heal it entirely until you allow yourself to feel it, which will happen in the present moment, now. But you don't have to stay stuck in the story. You can feel it in your body. You can let your body move and do what it wants to do to get rid of it. Or to not get rid of it, but to let it move through. We're not trying to get rid of anything. And then notice when you are constantly worrying about something. Now, this is kind of interesting because, we do have to concern ourselves with the future, right? Like, you can't just be like, it's all going to work out, and like not schedule things, So whenever we're finding ourselves in the future, aka anxiety, the thing is, like, is this actually a problem right now? Is there an action I need to take right now? And then do it, if there's an action you need to take. Like, if you are feeling really sick, it's not like, I don't want to worry about the future, maybe go get some, whatever's going to make you feel better, or go to the doctor, whatever it is. But take the action, but do it now. And like, instead of dwelling on all of the things that could happen if you do or don't, or you do this or you do that, you know how that goes. Presence really helped with my ADHD too. Like, I still feel like all the things going on, but accepting the isness of now helps me to like plan accordingly. And then I can do one thing and then the next thing and the next thing without, doing all 7 at the same time. When I was doing all 7 at the same time, I lost things all the time. I could never find anything. The things that I was doing weren't getting done very well. And I wasn't like I couldn't remember if I even did it. And so these are some changes that I've noticed in myself over the years of becoming more and more present. Like everything, it's a layered process. Yes, you're going to get body snatched back into the past. Yes, you're going to get body snatched into the future. Realizing that in the moment, watching it, feeling what you're feeling right now and allowing that to be, allowing it to flow however it wants to flow. Maybe it has a message that you're going to retrieve right now. It's always right now. So it's like feeling the energy of what you are in each moment. And then, like, what is it that you want to do? Maybe you just want to sit and be, and that's totally okay. And that's not what I'm saying either. That's not the end goal, is to just sit and be. Like, we're not monks, unless you are, and that's fine. But it's to be able to do whatever it is that you're doing with your full presence, if that makes sense. Like, the energy that you bring to anything you do changes the thing you do. If you go to work and you're like super worried or super depressed, like, that's going to change the way your work is, you know? If you go in there and you're super connected to yourself and your energy, and you're there to like improve things, add value, and just be you, you know, allow yourself to just be, magical things happen, you know, like crazy good conversations might arise. Like, this is how change happens. And I notice this with my kids, specifically my daughter. I have such a hard time being present with her. And I think it's because, you know, I'm still reconnecting with myself from that age. And she really kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know what it is. So I'm going to be looking into that, and I'm going to let you guys know. But I notice it all the time, even still. Like, I ask her how her day was when she gets in the car from school, and she will tell me. And it's like, I don't hear it, even though I'm like trying to. And that is interesting to me. Like, what is going on there? Because I really want to hear her. And it's not like I'm on my phone or I'm driving, but it's like, there's like a wall where I can't be present with her sometimes. And it's super frustrating for both of us, because I will have to ask her to repeat herself. And then she gets tired of repeating herself, probably because she feels unheard. And that's not how I want her to feel. So do you ever do this with your kids? You know, like, you're really interested in what they have to say, but then, like, I don't know what takes over, and then it goes in one ear and out the other, and you're like, what did they even just say to me? That's something that I'm working through right now. Being present with them. And it's really challenging, because I don't think I was able to be present with myself at that age. And it's hard to know what it looks like, which is another thing. Like, whenever you're doing this, like, healing, it happens in the presence of an empathetic witness. So if you are not present or empathetic to yourself, like, what that would look like is, you know, you're bashing yourself for feeling the way that you do, criticizing yourself, trying to not feel the way that you feel. That's not being present. It's not accepting the moment, you know? Accepting doesn't mean you have to like it. You may not like the way you feel. It kind of feels crappy when you're sad. It kind of feels crappy when you're angry. It feels crappy when you're frustrated. But accepting that that's how you feel and allowing it. I accept it. I'm not a fan, but I accept it, you know? That's huge. And if you can't do that for yourself, I remember the first time I was in therapy, and it was really the first time that I think I had been in the presence of an empathetic witness. Like, I remember that feeling. And it's interesting too, because part of me was upset, because as a person who thought they could fix people, I was kind of hoping to get the therapist to fix me. But that's not what this is. It's not a fix. It's just being there with it, wherever you are. So some things you can do to become more present is noticing. That's where I got sidetracked. Noticing when you're not present. That's the first step, becoming aware. Becoming aware that you're stuck in a thought train of the past or a thought train of the future. And then you bring yourself back to the moment. How you can do that? 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. One thing I like to do whenever I notice myself scattering is to feel my feet on the ground, to feel my back against the chair, my butt on the chair, to focus on my breath. Like, in this moment, am I safe? Yes. In this moment, do I have an actual problem? Most of the time, we don't have an actual problem in this moment. There might be a challenge coming up. We might need to take action. We might want to take action, you know? But coming back to where you are right now, right here, and being here fully. Like right now, I'm making this video. When I get done with that, I'm going to drink some water. When I get done with that, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and be present when I do it. An interesting one too is like eating food. Can you just eat food? Do you have to have like something on, or do you have to have a conversation while you're eating? Can you just eat and like taste and feel it? It's an interesting little experiment. Notice what comes up in your body when you're doing it, you know, and be present with that. Like, ooh, this is curious. What is going on here? This topic is like, how can you not be present, right? We're always where we are. But then so often we aren't. And then the message that sends to the people who we are with, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this, because my mind blows every time. Talk to you later. Bye.